Hey, what's up, people? Getting back to you. I just want to add a little update to that other video that I posted the other night about the little standoff at the Lincoln Memorial. And I just want to clear a few things up because other videos have come to light. I'm sure many of you have seen some of that. And originally, the videos that I saw were really short clips and mostly from the high schoolers themselves of the Black Hebrew Israelites, the preachers that were commenting on the high school kids. And some of those ones that I saw originally were pretty rude. But after seeing the full footage, there's like a video, and I'll link it in this video. I linked it and updated my other video, but just in case you haven't seen it, it's like over an hour and a half long, and it's recorded by this group themselves. Some of these statements these guys are making are flat out like racist, inflammatory statements, trying to incite some kind of a reaction. And as you can see, they actually incited those kids to kind of crowd around on the steps. And so it wasn't something that naturally formed from those kids and they kind of were responding to this group led by one dude who was spouting some real like horrid shit. So I saw originally when I made that video, I saw these real short clips, and he was saying some crap, but after seeing the rundown from that full long video, these guys are they're speaking despicable words. They're much more divisive than those kids were, and the kids were responding to some of their hateful words. And yes, they were, the Black Hebrews were responding to the hats, which it comes down to that symbol again, which I originally in my previous video discussed how that symbol really does attach to something, right? And so to many people that don't want to wear that hat have a very strong opinion about people that wear that hat and the symbology behind it. So that hat really is the focal point of this whole ordeal. And I think if those kids weren't wearing those hats, I don't think any of this would have turned out the way that it did, which is an interesting concept in itself, because the choice to wear that hat and the meaning behind it, and like I said, do those kids really know and understand what that means to people? And also how that guy preaching responded to them, and some of the really terrible stuff he was saying. I don't want to repeat it because frankly it's hate speech. The dude was being flat out hateful to all the people around him. There were people trying to like tell him to calm down, and he was just, anybody that seemed to disagree with him, he had some real horrid statement to make towards that person. Flat out ridiculous. And I think that kid that kind of froze and stood in front of Nathan Phillips, he's getting all the brunt of the media attention. And as I talked about in my previous video, I don't think he really understood what was going on or why. And it's that fucking hat, right? And that symbol behind it. People are pissed. People are pissed at empty promises that are not being kept. The corruption that comes with the hat, the xenophobia, and the hatred that comes along with the message of that election. No, I'm busy. No, I'm busy.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So the message behind that, the campaign that was run using that hat, and everything that's coming with it currently in the current struggles that the people are having. It really is a focal point of anger for people. And what it comes down to is like, are we being insightful or are we inciting something? Like, are we inciting violence? Are we being insightful? Are we sharing something with somebody? Sharing wisdom. So I think with the help of some of my viewers who told me, go check out this video, it shows how things happen. And it showed the crowd kind of slowly forming around these Black Hebrew Israelites who are preaching. And I don't know too much about them, if that's like the core of their beliefs, some of that hatred and just venomous speech that this dude was speaking. I hope not, but the high school kids slowly formed around them and kind of were responding to some of these hateful remarks. And then you still see, like I had originally stated in my video, the Nathan Phillips come in and try to diffuse the situation, but even him, I don't think he saw some of that other horrid shit or heard some of it to know. Like in the beginning, he's talking about natives, how the reason why their land was taken away was because they pray to totem poles and like just ridiculous nonsense, right? So the kids were responding to that, and they got loud and they got rowdy responding to some of this hateful speech, right? But it's a big crowd of kids, and some of them are wearing that fucking hat. And so people like myself see that hat and they have an idea of what does that mean, right? And so we make mistakes. I made a mistake by viewing just those small clips, and I tried at the time. The story had just broke. Tried at the time to have a full picture, so I looked and I saw some of those original images, but I thought the people that were yelling at the kids were responding to a large crowd of kids, right? The truth is the crowd of kids formed to respond to those small group of Black Hebrew Israelites. So sometimes you gotta slow down and take it all in. So until next time, I got a little one coming in, my son. So I'll have to leave you at that. I don't want to show you his face because I don't think that's fair to him to put him all over the place.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to YouTube.
Papa, but and Wilma not letting me have my pail.
Okay, well, I'll be out there in a moment. So I gotta go. Fatherhood is calling. Until next time, keep the peace.